Breaking news, General Motors and Lockheed Martin have just confirmed a deal for GM to supply weapons parts to the defense company. Why turn to a car company? Well, because of the wars in Ukraine and Iran, U.S. stockpiles of munitions have dropped to dangerously low levels and need to be replenished as quickly as possible. Lockheed is one of the world's biggest defense contractors and supplies the U.S. and its allies with Javelin shoulder-fired anti-armor weapon systems, F-35 jet fighters, THAAD ballistic missiles, the Hellfire air-to-ground missile, and Black Hawk helicopters. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive to outline and kind of detail what this partnership really is Lockheed Martin COO Frank St. John and GM's Defense VP of Strategy, Dr. Bruce Brown. Both are joining us live from the Reindustrialize Conference in Detroit. Great to have you both. Frank, Lockheed Martin and GM have signed an agreement. What's in it?
Hey, Liz, thanks for having us on today. We are really pleased to be working with General Motors at a time when the defense industrial base really needs to scale and bring the power of two iconic corporations to bear on the challenge we have in ramping up munitions production. This agreement is going to be about building and maintaining resilient supply chains. It's going to be about digital engineering for high-rate manufacturing, and it's going to be about designing manufacturing systems that are rapidly scalable to meet our customers' needs.
Bruce, this has echoes of FDR's arsenal of democracy concept during World War II, in which American non-military industrial companies joined the war effort. Back then, so many decades ago, GM ceased making civilian cars, totally retooled its assembly plants to make tanks and aircraft. What specifically is GM doing this time around for Lockheed Martin?
Yeah, hey Liz, it's a great question there. We certainly have a long legacy and history going all the way back to, as you mentioned, World War II, and fast forward all the way through, of supplying and providing men and women in uniform those key products that they need there to keep them safe. So, as we work with Lockheed Martin, we're super excited to be working with such a premier defense company here. It's really around focusing on those core capabilities that we can bring, kind of as Frank talked about. The engineering, our manufacturing at scale, and then the supply chain operations to bring forward with this. Liz, it's the same concept here that we use right now on our infantry squad vehicle that's based on the commercial platform that then enables us to build and produce those for the U.S. Army to date. So it's those core competencies and framework here that we're going to be working with Lockheed Martin to ensure that we're strengthening the industrial base here and delivering at scale and, urgency.
Frank, are we talking about parts? Are we talking about things that would be normally coming off the assembly line at General Motors? What specifically?
So we're just getting started, but initially it's going to be about processes. What are the processes that we use to develop and manage supply chain at scale? What are the design processes to make sure that when we develop new capabilities, they can be built for manufacturing at speed? And then as we get further into the relationship, I'm sure there's going to be opportunities where General Motors and their supply chain can contribute to what we need to do in ramping these products.
GM, Bruce, already manufactures these infantry vehicles, and they've been doing that for quite some time. So that business is already in place, but will other, I guess, assembly lines have to be retooled or built to start making these weapon pieces?
Yeah, Liz, so the GM Defense, we were reestablished there in 2017 to make the infantry squad vehicles, but we will look broadly across the General Motors footprint here. It depends on, as we further the conversations and relationships, to be able to leverage some of the existing footprint and capacity that we already have at General Motors, and certainly take advantage of our investment dollars here at play to help scale and provide those capabilities as quickly as possible here to the men and women in uniform.
Let's talk about cost. General Motors is obviously brilliant at supply chain management, and clearly, Frank, Lockheed Martin is turning to them to really be able to ramp up churning these weapons out. And that's a good thing, certainly, especially considering our inventory is so depleted. But when you look at, say, for example, these most recent conflicts in Ukraine and Iran, Iran's Shahed drones cost nothing compared to what Americans have to spend. I think that the Shahed drone is anywhere from, range from 20,000, 15,000. And then you've got the U.S. tactical drone systems, and they're really much more expensive, in the millions. Why? Why can't we get our costs down? And will this partnership help to do that?
So Liz, I guess the first thing I would say in response to that is that the products that we're delivering are designed to very demanding threat requirements. And for the threats that they're facing, they're very, very capable. That comes at a cost. Certainly, as we are able to ramp up the rate at which we're producing them, and as we're able to expand the supply chain, we are going to go after the cost of those systems as well. And so over the long run, I think you're going to get a benefit of speed and increased numbers, but you're also going to see the cost tackled as well. We're also developing lower cost systems to counter some of the threats we're seeing. We've recently demonstrated those capabilities for U.S. government customers, and we're looking forward to scaling those as well and getting those on the field to meet some of those lower end threats that the enemy is bringing towards us.
Bruce, I know it's in the early stages, but what do you eventually see when it comes to this partnership? Because President Trump on Thursday just made a big move. He implored and directed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to use the Defense Production Act to secure supply chains, replenish munitions. He is on top of this. He's extremely concerned that we are now well below the levels that we really need in case there was some other new conflict. I mean, God forbid China takes on Taiwan, something like that, and the U.S. goes in there to defend Taiwan. Tell me exactly how passionate Mary Barra, your CEO, is. I know she's met with the Trump administration. Is she ready to take on a larger military role if necessary?
Yeah, I think we've always had a long history of answering the nation's call when they've needed us most. We did it on COVID-19 during the pandemic, where we built ventilators at scale, in an urgent manner to meet the needs of the nation. So I think now this is the same. We want to be responsive to our nation here. It's good for national security. It's good for national defense, and to be able to deliver, products at scale, Liz. So it's certainly something that we look at as this long-term partnership grows. What are those areas that we can expand into? But we have such a long history here at General Motors of answering that call and answering the mail that it's part of our DNA, and it's something that we'll continue to do. Liz, so we certainly hear the administration. We want to be responsive to what's happening, but we're approaching this here as two leaders of their respective industries and looking for that long-term growth and framework to further the relationship here and make sure that it's a strategic fit for both parties.
Frank, back on April 23rd, during Lockheed Martin's first quarter earnings call, your CEO told analysts that it would take about 3 to 4 years to scale up the Patriot missile production from the current level. I believe it's around 650 per year to 2,000 per year, missiles per year. I mean, that's very ambitious. Would this deal possibly help speed up that timeline, push it up?
So this is part of a much broader plan to not only hit those target dates, but also, if possible, pull them to the left. So Lockheed Martin is investing $9 billion in 20 different capital projects across our footprint. These are the final assembly facilities. These are the back shops. These are the component development and test areas. And so that investment, along with non-traditional technology insertion, the integration of AI into our data analysis and factory work systems, as well as things like this partnership with General Motors. All of this is part of a larger plan to increase our capacity and ability to deliver at pace. So yes, those are the dates that we've targeted with the department, but our intention is to go as fast as we possibly can and hopefully beat those dates if possible.
Well, let us know when you start churning these things off the assembly line. We would love to show that on the air. Thank you both very much.